Well, guys, that was just a pathetic display of basketball. Like, what the fuck did I just witness? That was just horrible. Horrible. Like, holy moly. I don't know what I just saw last night. But, anyways, this is my post game video, guys. This is. What the fuck, man? This is my post game video for the Celtics and Heat. Game 3 in Boston last night. And just an absolute disappointment, just a pathetic performance by the Boston Celtics. I don't care if we score 103. We lost 109 to 103. It should have been like a blowout. I'm surprised that we actually almost came back. Comeback came out pretty short, guys. But still, like, I'm shocked this game was slightly even close. But it wasn't in the first half because these guys are out there with their heads cut off, and like we were just horrible. The first 22 minutes of the game, I mean, pretty much the entire game until we had like a little bit of a comeback in the fourth quarter, whatever. We were down by a bunch, and we cut the lead to like at least 9 points and 10 points. But you know, a lot of shit has happened in this game. You know, like I said, I want to give a heads up that I didn't actually watch the game because I was working night shift, so I didn't get to watch the game, but I watched updates. So apparently, Jimmy Butler played the first half, but for some reason, I didn't really dig into the injury reports. But I heard that Jimmy Butler didn't play in the second half due to injury. I don't know, but I'm like, okay, they don't have Jimmy Butler, then now this is your time to capitalize. But they just can't do anything out there, it was a factor throughout the series against the Nets, the Bucks, but like still, the way that we lost it last night, the reason why we lost last night, and I talked about it a few times, turnovers. The Celtics turned the ball so many times last night, and look, you can't turn the ball. Looking at the stats, you can't turn the ball that much. Jason Tatum goes down hard late. Look, I don't know the full details, but we were getting killed in the paint, player after player. Looking at the stats, Bam and Del Bayo, their center showed up. He was, looking at the Heat stats, the field goals. This center had one bad game in game 2, and he comes out of nowhere on your home turf, home court, whatever, and he destroys you in the paint. He 42 minutes for Bam, 42 minutes for Del Bayo. He was 15 and 22. That's just him. He was 0-1 and 3. He was 1-1 at the free throw line. He had 31 points. A guy that scored barely like 6-9 points in game 2 comes to Boston and embarrasses you, and he scores the most points with 31. Like, this is what you Heat fans wanted because you all complained, about El DeBayo, whatever. But this guy just killed the Celtics tonight. 15, 22 in field goals. He had a total of 31 points. That's just that. We just got killed in the paint. An issue that we've been having in the Bucks series. Game 1, the points in the paint was fine. We were winning that stat, but looking at the other stats for the Heat, because they're the one that won. PJ Tucker, it's great to see him back and running after that scary injury that forced him back to the back room, and he missed the rest of the game. But looking that he's back, I don't think it was serious. He was 38 minutes on the floor. He was 5 and 10 in field goals. He was 3 and 6 in 3-pointers. He was a perfect 4 and 4 at the free throw line. And he had 17 points. Jimmy Butler, like I said, he only played the first half. He pretty much had a bad game. And they still won. 20 minutes on the floor for Jimmy Butler. He was 3 and 8 in field goals. He didn't shoot any threes last night. And he was a perfect 2 and 2 at the free throw line. He had 8 points. And then again, Kyrie Lowry is back. This series is going to be a little interesting now that they have Kyrie Lowry back. And I can tell you how unbelievable a basketball player Kyrie Lowry is, because my Celtics have played the Toronto Raptors in the second round of the bubble, and Kyrie Lowry. They had Kyrie Lowry, the Raptors. Lowry. They had Kyrie Lowry on Toronto one time, and he's just an unbelievable basketball player. He was 4 and 11 from field goals. He was 2 and 7 in threes. It was 1 on 1 at the free throw line, and he had 11 points. That's Kyrie for you. And then you go to Thross with 34 minutes on the floor. He was 6 and 12 in field goals. He was 4 and 7 in threes. He did not go to the free throw line, and he had 16 points. And then Martin had 10 minutes. He was 3 and 4 field goals, 1 and 2 at 3 pointers. He was a perfect. Only shot one free throw, which is perfect. He had 8 points. And then going down, you got Robinson with 2 points. You got Victor out of Polk with 5, and you got Tyler Hero with 8 points. 0 and 6. He's been struggling for threes, to be honest. Tyler Hero was 0 and 6 in 3-pointers, but the field goals was horrible for him as well. His little didn't really show up, but it's all right. And the Celtics, man. I'm gonna go over the stats for the Celtics, and look, it just killed us. Turnovers. I'm gonna go talk about the team stats later on, but Jason Tatum may have played one of his worst games ever, and I know he played one of his worst games against the Bucks too. I might have been like game 1 or something. I don't know, but Jason Tatum, 41 minutes. 41 minutes on the floor, 3 and 14 in field goals, 1 and 7 in threes. He was 3 and 4 at the free throw line. He had 10 points. And he had 6 turnovers. That's just that. Al Horford, 42 minutes. He was 7 and 14 in field goals, 3 and 5. He shot 3 3-pointers. He was a perfect 3 and 3 at the free throw line, and he had 14 rebounds. He had great rebounds last night, but and he had 3 turnovers and 20. He had 20 points. Daniel Tice, I mean, why are you just literally like, he only had 1 point. This guy's garbage. Like, look, I love Daniel Tice, but he's at this breaking point where he's just literally a bench player now. I mean, but he only had 1 point. Marcus Smart, 37 minutes on the floor. He was 6 and 11 in the paint. 1 and 4 in 3-pointers. 3 and 5 at the free throw line. He had 16 points. Jaylen Brown had 40 points. 42 minutes on the floor. Jaylen Brown scored a lot. He was 14 and 20, 3 and 9, 9 and 12, 3 and 9 for 3-pointers, 9 and 12 for free throws, and yeah, Jaylen Brown went to the free throw line a lot last night, and he had 40 points. And the turnovers, man, it was 7 turnovers. Look, it seems that Jaylen Brown was the best player, 40 points, but looking at the turnovers, 7 turnovers for Jaylen Brown. And combined with Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown both had 13 turnovers alone, together. That just can't happen right there. But Grant Williams showed up a little bit, 39 minutes, 2 and 6 field goals is not the best. He shot 2 threes, 4 and 4. Look, Grant Williams had a quiet game, but I love what this guy had been doing. 10 points. But look, the story of this loss was just was just a nightmare party out there. Like turnovers, it was just a variety of like unacceptable turnovers. And look, I'm gonna go to the stats real quick. Look, stats. Field goals for the Boston Celtics. There were 43 and 84. That's 51.2% in field goals. The Miami Heat were 44.2% from field goals. They were 38 and 86. 3-pointers. We shot 20 3-pointers again. We were 20 and 40, 50% from the 3-point line. Again, Miami seems to have trouble shooting threes. They were 10 and 34, 29.4% from the 3-pointer line. Free throws. We were 21 and 23, 91.3 from free throw percentage, and they were 16 and 22, 72.7% from free throws. We had 41 total rebounds. They had 42. We only had 8. They have 12 offensive rebounds. We had 28 assists, 21 assists for the Heat. We had 5 block shots. They had 3, 8 steals, and they had 4. And this is where the stats gets real, man. The reason why we lost this game, it's just horrible. That's just that. Let me see here. Something is seriously wrong because this doesn't make sense. Hang on. Because the turnovers in this game was just unbelievable. Okay, so apparently it says that we only had 9 turnovers, but that's just not right. It says that we had 9 turnovers and they had 14. We at least had like a lot of turnovers, to be honest. Points in the paint, they killed us. They had 42 points in the paint. We only had 30. They just killed us, especially their center, Dabeo. And then personal fouls, we had 20. Yeah, we definitely had more turnovers than the Heat. This stats is just horrible. Look, turnovers for the Celtics. Jason Tatum, 6 turnovers. Al Horford, 3 turnovers. Daniel Tice, 2 turnovers. Marcus Smart, 4 turnovers. Jaylen Brown, 7. 7 turnovers. And Grant Williams had 1. Like, literally. That's more than 9. I don't know why it's showing me that we only had 9 turnovers. Like, oh my goodness. Someone fix that because we had way more turnovers than that. So, wait, give me a second. Wow. Okay. I am in the wrong one. Give me a second. I was literally, yeah, oh my goodness. I apologize because I actually was reading the stats for a different game. Oh my god. Okay, so these are the actual stats. I apologize for that. Field goals. The Miami Heat were 43 and 92. They were 46.7%. This is the right stats now. And then the Boston Celtics, I messed up so bad on the stats. I apologize. I'm just going to go right through. 34 and 17 field goals. We were 48.6% in field goals. They were 11 and 33. 33.3% from three-pointers. We were 37.5. We shot 12 threes out of 32 threes. Free throws. They were 85.7 from free throws. They were 12 and 14. We were 23 and 30, which is 76.7%. We had 44 rebounds. They had 34. 9 of the rebounds were offensive. They had 8 offensive rebounds. We had 21 assists. They had 22. We had 7 block shots. They had 4. And this is where the stats gets real now. 19 steals for us to 7. 19 steals for the Miami Heat. Us, we only had 2 steals. You look at that, you're not going to win a game if you get stolen the ball 19 times. And turnovers. This is what I'm talking about. It's like a turnover fest out there last night. 23 turnovers for the Boston Celtics. Miami Heat, 8. 8 turnovers for the Miami Heat. 23 for the Celtics. You look at that, there's a huge difference there. You can't turn the ball over 23 times, people. That's just not that, especially against a team like the Heat, and who God knows how many points they capitalize on turnovers. Like 23 turnovers. They had 8. That's just unbelievable stat right there. This is a turnover fest last night. Like, holy crap, man. They had 48 points in the paint. We had 34. They killed us in the points in the paint. I said this before. We had issues with the Bucks, and look, they have turned up and noticed our, struggles, and they literally played unbelievable defense last night in the paint. We had 21 fouls, and they had 24. Look, the story of this game was just turnovers. 23 turnovers. You can't turn the ball over 23 times in a playoff game. You're gonna lose, and that's what happened. I'm even surprised that this game was remotely close. We had a little comeback here. We were down by a bunch, and we cut it to like 9-10 points at one point a couple times, but it just wasn't enough because and then Jason Tatum goes down. But that's just the story of this loss. Lousy, lazy turnovers, and the steals. 19 steals. They had 7. Steals are considered turnovers, by the way. To be honest with me, it should, but if it's not, oh well. But anyways, I'm not gonna talk too much about this game. I didn't really watch the game. Like I said, I was working. I didn't watch the actual game. But I believe, yeah, it's just horrible, man. But Game Four is Monday night. I'm actually off tomorrow, so I will be watching Game Four tomorrow. So literally, I'm just watching Game Four. I'll be watching Game Four since I don't watch. I don't work tomorrow, but yeah, tomorrow is Game Four in Boston. So it'll be Monday night, and we're in this position again. We're down 2-1 in the series. Obviously, we need to answer back. Do the math. You know, if we lose tomorrow, it's not gonna be easy. It's not gonna be easy to beat the Heat in Miami. I mean, we've been there before. We've been down 3-1 before in a series against these guys back in 2020, but it's not going to be easy. We have to win this game. We do. After the horrendous performance last night, we have to make adjustments. Adoka, he needs to make adjustments, man. Stop with the turnovers. Like, literally. Don't put Daniel Tyson. I believe Peyton Pritchard, I forgot to mention him. I believe he was basically a no-show. Yeah, he shot a three-pointer. Sorry, he shot a three-pointer. Excuse me, I forgot to mention him. At least he didn't get any turnovers. He was 1-1 in field goals, and he was 1-1 in three-pointers. So, basically, yeah. But, it's embarrassing, man. It really is. The turnovers, it's just unacceptable. The turnovers, man. But anyways, it's what it is. But it is what it is. But anyways, I'm not going to go deep down for this series. I apologize. I got the team stats wrong. I was actually looking at the stats for Game 3 until I realized, Game 2 until I realized, oh shit, it doesn't make sense because of the turnovers. But anyway, thank you guys for watching. This is my post-game video. Just a embarrassing loss. We're down 2-1 to the series. As we play Game 4 back in Boston, and once again, Monday night, tomorrow night, as we look to tie the series at 2. We just can't do these stupid turnovers, man. But I'm getting out of here. Thank you guys for watching, and go Celtics. Take care, guys.